Yeah, my name is Glenn Marrazzo, and I currently run a bass-only store, a store that caters exclusively to bass players. It's called Bass Specialties. It's located in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, which is just on the outside of Philadelphia. Well, I kind of came into the camp experience first through Victor Wooten's camp, which I attended in May of 2003. And I actually celebrated my 45th birthday at Victor's camp. And I remembered flying into Tennessee. This is where Victor holds his camp, and at the time it was in a state park outside of Nashville. And I remember flying in and thinking, or not thinking, kind of like questioning my motives for going to camp, because it was kind of like I was at a point in my life where, I'm 45 years old, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, but I'm still a bass player, and I like that fact that that's what, defines me. So I didn't know what to expect, and I was a little uneasy, maybe for the first 10 minutes, but I was instantly put at ease there because of the nature of the bass community. We as bass players are supportive players in a band, and I found that as individuals we tend to be very supportive of one another. And so that only fed the beast. I came out of that camp in such a high, and as luck would have it, about 4 weeks after that camp I ran into Lee Patterson, who works very closely with Gerald. And we met through a mutual drummer friend of ours. Lee was playing a gig. My drummer friend invited me out to come out check the band out. And me and Lee just bonded because we're bass players. And he told me about Gerald's camp because I just couldn't calm down about how cool Victor's camp was. And, it got the wheels turning again. Maybe I'll check that out next year. And we met Gerald New Year's Eve that year. My wife and I decided to go down to Philadelphia to catch his show. Introduced myself, and I remember him saying, "Please consider joining us for camp, Glenn. We'd love to have you." And that just kind of set the tone right there. It's just like, this guy's so cool and warm and welcoming and all that. I have to go. And so came to camp in 2004, March of 2004. Again, got a sense of that bass community, and I think that really started me down the path where I find myself today as a sponsor of Bass Boot Camp, and I'm very grateful for Gerald and the staff for, and of course Victor for, his part in it as well, for, exposing me to the community, for inspiring me to, live a dream that at the time I didn't know I had. Yeah, liberating in my particular sense comes to mind. In other words, it could, in so many different ways, it could help you to shed some baggage that we all accumulate over time, whether it's the way we approach music, whether it's the way we approach friendships and relationships, or it's a way that we, are at a certain stage of our lives where we need something different. My story is that I was involved with this family business from the age of 10. Till age 48, when I conceived what my next thing would be. I own and operate a store that caters exclusively to bass players. And so that, to me, was very liberating in many different ways. The business that I was in was very good to me, but I found my bliss, and Bass Boot Camp is a big part of that. I remember some other campers had the opportunity, alumni of camp, had the opportunity to express themselves at prior camps about the changes that they were able to make in their lives as a result of the experience at Bass Boot Camp. And one particular guy who had been corporate for a long time decided that he was going to go back to teaching, teaching bass. And he had over 100 students, and he found that extremely fulfilling. And another individual, corporate banking or something like that, he decided that he was just going to start shedding and learning to play and read music better, and he landed a gig being the bass player for Barnum and Bailey Circus, which is a pretty cool gig, And another guy found that his passion was going to be building instruments. And I remember thinking, this was the second year I was at camp, which would be 2005, these are great stories. I hope I have a story to tell sometime. And boom, wow, lo and behold, it came to fruition. So yeah, I thought there was some really cool energy, that's occurred here, and it's just, I believe in this whole thing about the lives that intersect, you know, and how they inspire us and, you know, ultimately lead us down paths that are really fun and positive. So